Hi, I'm David of Bristol Snow and Landscaping, here to demonstrate the salt features with the drop spreader on Boss's Snowrator for sidewalks. So you can get the Snowrator in three different versions. They have a Magnum, which is the most expensive one. This is the middle level, the regular Snowrator, and then there's the Scout, which does not have any salt capabilities, but it's also less expensive. To me, the salt spreader is actually more of a time and labor saver than the blade is, because the salt buckets, which we have some backup ones here, if I have to go and hand salt 2,000 feet of sidewalk, that's a lot of buckets of salt, and these weigh about 75, 80 pounds a piece. And that is a lot of weight. Whereas this will hold about 2 buckets of salt, so about 150 pounds of salt in here. And normally when this is running, we have 2 buckets on the back, full spreader here in the front, and it does an amazing and a great job with putting out salt. It just drops down, and the sidewalks come out great because of this. Let me show you the basic operation on this before we start it up, and then I can demonstrate it so you can see it. You have your power button right here. You're going to push and hold this to turn it on. Then there's going to be lights that'll come on, and then you can adjust that slower and faster for the rabbit. This is your boost button. You push and hold this, and it goes really fast for just until you let go of the button. So that's the basic operation. We've also found that it works easier for us and our crew to do the plowing first and then to run back at high speed and be able to do the salt spreading. So that's what's worked best for us. The other issue we've run into is if you leave to actually start the spreader, you push the power button again just quickly. Just push and release it, and then it turns from blinking to solid red on these buttons, and then that's when it's working. But you can also hit this button again, and then the buttons will blink. That means it is on and it's ready to go, but it's not doing anything. But you don't want to run around and just leave it blinking all the time in standby mode. For some reason, we had issues where after keeping it that way, keeping it running and on for longer periods of time, like a few hours, we ran into issues. So now we just turn it off. We only turn it on when we need it and when we're going to salt something. When we're done salting, then we just turn it off. All right, let me start up the engine again and we'll get this going. Okay, so I'm going to turn this on now. So you can see that it's blinking. Also, it's been in the high position, so somebody was running fast with it. Now I want to actually start spreading, so I'm going to push this again and it'll turn solid. And now let's go to the front and take a look at what it's doing. Here's the 2 latches. You pull down on these. Now we can lift this up. And it's currently empty, but you can see that it has these grooves that it fills with the salt, and then it brings them around, drops the salt underneath. The salt is going to come down through these chutes right here, and it'll cover the whole thing. And so you can actually look and check. There's just a little few grains coming out right now. There's also some adjustment here on the flow rate and stuff, but we have never made any adjustments on that. So that's our basic operation. That's the basic operation here for, oh, still working. Let me make sure I turn that off. That's our basic operation for the salt function for our Snowrator. It's been a huge game changer for us, and we can do a lot of things. It's very versatile, does a lot of the small things, and so we've been very thankful for it. But that's basic operations.